this is a part-time economist, and today we're going to continue our journey through Epictetus's Handbook. Now, in the previous sections, we've talked about how we can prepare ourselves for adversity, some things we can do to boost our immunity, if you will, towards having a bad reaction of situations. Well, today we're going to continue, but we're going to be talking about how to react to a situation once it does occur. So, let's jump right into it. Epictetus says that with regard to everything that befalls you, remember to turn towards yourself and ask what capacity you have for making a proper use of it. If you see a beautiful boy or woman, you will find self-control, the capacity to use against this. If you are subject to pain, you will find endurance. If abuse, you will find patience. If you become used to this, impressions will not carry you away. So, what Epictetus is saying is that even when we do have adversity, we can use this to our advantage, right? If we encounter disappointment, we can turn that around and say, hey, I'm building up my resiliency. If anything happens to us, we always have to find the benefit. This doesn't mean just a material benefit. It means using it as an opportunity to develop ourselves. Because remember, for the Stoics, conducting ourselves in accordance with nature, making our own choices count is the most important thing. So it's not so much important if we have adversity. What's important is that we're developing our character, our morals, and conducting ourselves in accordance with nature. But Epictetus continues and he says, never say about anything, I have lost it, but rather, I have given it back. Is your child dead? It is given back. Is your wife dead? She is given back. Is your farm taken away? Well, that also is given back. So, what Epictetus is saying is that all these things that we have, that we think we have in life, right? Whether it's a car, whether it's a job, these things aren't really ours, right? In Epictetus's world, he's saying, the gods give you these things, right? But in our modern day, this can be anything. We don't own our car. The only thing, according to a Stoic, that we actually own is our actions, our choices, how we conduct ourselves. So, all these nice things that we have, the job, the children, the car, the wife, these things aren't ours. They're given to us for a time to use, but at some point they're going to be taken away from us. So Epictetus says, what if the person that takes them away from you is bad? And does it matter to you through what means the giver demanded it back? For so long as he gives you, take care of it, but as something that is not your own, as travelers treat an inn. So all these things, right, they're all transient. And of course we want to take care of them. We want to try to keep our stuff up. We want to, give energy to our relationships. But it's ultimately not up to us. So when the giver of these things, whether it's God, whether it's the gods, whether it's the universe, whatever, whenever they take it away from us, we have to accept that because it's never really ours in the first place. It's something that we've been able to use for a time, but it's never going to actually belong to us. Now, let's continue. We're going to have to kind of flip through the book here, and we're going to get to the portion where Epictetus is talking about sometimes it helps not to view a situation as happening to us. It's better to view it as happening to someone else, and we need to think about how we would react if the same situation happened to someone else. So, the will of nature may be learned from those things in which we do not differ from one another. For instance, when our neighbor's little slave boy has broken a cup, we are at once ready to say, such things do happen. Realize then that when your own cup is broken, you should be just the same as when another's cup was broken. Transfer the same principle to greater things. So what he's saying is, if your friend's having a bad day, if your friend had a flat tire or something, we're going to say, oh, I'm sorry for you, but these things happen. We're not going to lose our temper. We're not going to scream and shout. We're not going to curse and blame people. We're going to say, this is what happens. These things happen, right? We can't avoid them. So when something happens to you, Epictetus is saying, think about how you would react if it happened to someone else. And this will help you to not react in the heat of the moment. It will help you give a much more reasoned response. So, in addition, we have to remember that all these things, material things, are not what's important for the Stoics. The most important thing for the Stoics is our choices, how we conduct ourselves. So, Epictetus says sickness is an impediment to the body, but not to the faculty of choice, unless that faculty wishes it to be one. Lameness is an impediment to one's leg, but not the faculty of choice. And say the same to yourself with regard to everything that befalls you, for you will find it to be an impediment to something else, but not to yourself. So, this is kind of the catch-all. It doesn't matter anything, whatever happens to us. Our house burns down, we get some terrible disease. Whatever happens, this is affecting something else. It's not affecting the core, most important thing for the Stoics, which is our faculty of choice, our logic, our ability to make these good decisions and comport ourselves in accordance with nature. So, hopefully this shares some of the Stoic perspectives on how we can deal with adverse situations, and I hope that you're able to implement some of this in your personal life, and we will continue our study of the Handbook of Epictetus next time.